Hi everyone and welcome to Homerino Collectibles, where today we're going to be taking a look at the Transformers Collaborative X-Men crossover Ultimate X-Spanse. And this is coming courtesy straight from Hasbro, so I do want to say a massive thank you to Hasbro for sending this out to me. Now this is something that I was going to buy myself, and I do actually still have on an open order with someone, so obviously I could cancel that now, having being sent this, but I might actually keep that order open and still receive that, because then I could use it as a future giveaway, potentially a 40,000 subscriber giveaway. So let me know what you guys think about that. It might be just this, it might be some other things as well, or I might go ahead and cancel that order and do something completely different when that time comes. It's just that this might be harder for some people to come by right now, so maybe doing a giveaway could be really good for you guys, and obviously it'd be helping me grow the channel, getting to 40,000 and beyond. So we'll see. Let me know what you guys think about that. From the picture there, you can clearly see that it's taking inspiration from, you've got Wolverine's claws, you've got the Cyclops visor right there, so it does really look like a great collaborative project that definitely works and fits the characters and the themes really well. And I really do love the picture of the jet that they've used there on the logo and stuff. That's really cool. It does come with a miniature Wolverine and Sabretooth and some energy accessories there as well. Looking at the back of the box, you can see there it says it transforms in 34 steps, and it looks really cool. Here it is completely transformed. You might see on some websites when you're buying it, it can be mistransformed at times and the head is like stuck in the chest still, but this is obviously a much better rendition, and I honestly think that this jet looks really clean. Obviously I haven't had it in hand yet, but as far as jets go, especially something like this, which is actually one of my favorite planes of all time, it is obviously meant to be a version of the SR-71, or at least the X-Men's version of one. And it's looking fantastic. I would definitely not be surprised if they use this for some kind of Jetfire, maybe a movie Jetfire retool, or even Jetfire from like Energon or Cybertron or something. I can definitely see this basic mold being used for something like that and just retooling it. And I hope that they do use this for more, because it would be a waste of a really good looking mold from what I can tell so far. But let's go ahead and get this thing opened up and take a closer look. So as I'm opening the box here, you can see the insert, the tray inside the box, actually has this sort of awesome blueprints of the X-Jet. This isn't the exact one that we have as the toy. You can see this one has the aerospike engines, much more like a real SR-71. But this is fantastic. So it shows a 7-seat passenger cabin, communications and surveillance and stuff. We've got radar, more radar equipment, fuel cells, a rotor core, a ramjet engine, wing housing, twin turbines, adjustable thruster nozzle. So just general specs, and then we have some characters. We got Colossus, Iceman, Jean Grey, Cyclops, Archangel. So yeah, it's just a really nice kind of backing piece there. And if you like the jet, you can totally just go ahead and keep that and display that, or display it with it or something. I think that would look really fantastic, especially if you have bitty bookcases like me from IKEA, or something of a similar size and scale. Put that in the back of a shelf and have your X-Men stand in front of it. I think that would be really nice. I'm also even loving the red tint that they give the instruction booklet here. And is it just me, or does this look like a PS1 game with the black bar down the side? It almost looks like that should say PlayStation. That's just so cool. Obviously it's not meant to be like that, but it is the size of a PS1 game's instruction booklet when it's folded up like that. So yeah, that just gave me super nostalgia right there. And here is Ultimate X-Spanse out of the packaging and looking absolutely fantastic in its jet mode. There you also see Sabretooth and now a falling Wolverine. It's really hard to get that guy to stand up, and he fell just at the perfect time. Any earlier, I would have had to start that little clip again. But anyway, as he's fallen over, let's go ahead and take a closer look at him. The head, obviously, the paint is left to be desired. It's just yellow eyes and a yellow mouth. But other than that, it's a nice little Wolverine. The jet itself actually is about 13.5 inches from nose to tail, and Wolverine here is about 1 inch, so Sabretooth will be there or thereabouts as well. As for the rest of him, he's got a nice red belt. The yellow and blue is done pretty well across the figure. And then the claws are done nicely as well in that silver. So I think other than the face, it's actually done very, very nicely indeed. And it's giving me kind of 90s throwbacks, not just because of the costume and what this is based on, but just these little figures itself. I just feel like we don't get things like this in little toys these days, whereas in the 80s and 90s you used to get a ton of small figures about this size with little play sets and stuff. So that's pretty cool. Let's go ahead and take a look at Sabretooth here, who is standing much more upright and much, much easier to actually keep standing. I feel like there should be a lot more paint variation on this guy. The mane and his hair should be like a proper yellow, a blonde. But you know what? At the end of the day, it works. It's a really small figure. And yeah, it does exactly what it says on the tin. So we have this, I don't know, is it a Psylocke piece? Is it being teleported or something like that to the jet, or in like a tractor beam? Or I don't know exactly what this is. Is it a Spidey sense? I don't know. Whatever it is, it's an energy part that you can put around the figures. We also have some Wolverine claws, as well as a Psylocke sword. Would have been really nice to have 2 sets of the claws. You can store them on the jet, so on the underside of the wings, there is a peg that they can peg onto, and there's also holes just under here as well, so you can store them underneath the jet. If I can get that pegged in, there we go. So there's the claws there, and then we can put the sword in, where is it? And then we can put the sword in there, so they can store underneath. You can still see them obviously from the top, so it's not perfect like hidden storage, but it's there if you want to do so. The jet does have landing gear, as you can see underneath there, which you can fold away as well, and it has the forward landing gear, of course. And in general, like I said at the beginning, it is a very, very sleek jet. I mean, if you take a look at the underside, you can tell, okay, that's going to be the belt, and you can tell that's going to be where the torso is. But other than that, you haven't got hands sticking out. You do have some feet at the back here, but they're pretty well disguised, I would say. In general, it's a very, very clean jet mode. You don't have an entire body hanging underneath a jet. I think that they've done a pretty damn good job with this. Love the look of the cockpit there as well. Those translucent windows. All in all, it just looks fantastic, and that is definitely an awesome swoosh factor right there. On the wings, we do have the X-Men logos. They have a slight upward tilt to them. If you want to put them out sideways, they will just droop down. They only kind of stay in all the upright positions. Anything past 90, they will droop. So that does kind of suck. If you want it perfectly flat, you can get them just above it. But that is about it. Oh, that one doesn't even want to do that. So yeah, they do have to have a slight upward tilt to them, or at least mine does anyway. Overall, I think it looks fantastic. So let's go ahead and get this thing transformed and see what it's like in robot mode. And here is Ultimate X-Spanse in the robot mode. Overall, I really do love the look of this thing. Just like the vehicle mode, it is very striking, imposing, and big. It's 9 inches to the top of the head and about 9.5 to the top of these wing pieces up here. I think this looks very unique with these wings, You can kind of fold these up a little bit if you want. You can fold them this way. You can also hinge them forward and back a little bit. I think that looks kind of cool actually as well. You can't really completely hide them or anything, but hey, they're there and they're there to stay. They're quite imposing. On the box, it even shows Sabretooth and Wolverine standing on top of them if you really want to do that. You have these wings back here, which you can fold down, but they look kind of silly down there, to be honest. They look better up here. He does have this little bit of a wiggle. I think that is a bit of a downside. There's a piece of articulation in there, and I don't really know why they made that happen. In the vehicle mode, this tab is basically plugged into the butt right there to stop that from moving. I don't really see why that movement's there, but it is. So, yeah, deal with it. Paint-wise, I think the yellow is very striking. It's always hard to paint yellow over darker colours, especially blacks and blues. So you do see some kind of paint bleeding in some areas. But in general, those X's look fantastic, and the yellow is nice, bright, and vibrant. You can bring the visor down, so you can give him that Cyclops visor, which looks fantastic. On top of those weapons, obviously, he does have those energy weapons. So he has the claws and the Psylocke sword. The hands are just open. I would definitely have preferred fists, so that it looks more like he's wielding those weapons. It looks kind of awkward with the open hands, and you can't give him any other kind of guns or anything. It's not open with a peg holding hand, but you know what? It is what it is. But still, definitely would have preferred fists in that situation. The transformation is a little bit more of an intricate one. I think that's why the age range for this is 8+, and I would definitely 100% stick to that. With these winglet pieces that fall off, they fall off a bunch when you're transforming it. It's a very intricate transformation. Both of these parts hinge out and rotate 360 degrees, and then they clip in on the sides here, and the way that everything just folds out and you've got all these hinges in the back and stuff. Kids can definitely do this transformation, don't get me wrong, but I don't think it's a transformation that a lot of kids are going to want to do a lot to play with. It's definitely one of those that an older kid can appreciate and transform and take time with, and maybe keep it in one mode or the other and play with just like that. It's not one that you're going to be transforming a ton every day and playing with on the go like that. Color-wise, stature-wise, and everything, he looks awesome, and he's going to look great in the centerpiece of your crossover display. And for those collectors out there who want to pose this thing up, he has some great articulation to do so. The head can look up and down a little bit, and then left and right. The shoulders come out to the side, rotate all the way around. You got a little bit of articulation in this piece as well, but that's really mainly for the transformation right there. Let me get that pushed back in. There we go. Rotation at the upper part of the arm, and then you've got your single jointed elbow, rotation at the wrist. You do actually have the waist swivel, as well as this strange torso wiggle, which I really wish wasn't there. These hips are very stiff. They come out to the side. They move forward and back all the way. You've got double jointed knees here, which are kind of, I don't know, would you really call that a double joint? That one moves a smidge, and then that one is the main one. Can be kind of awkward to make sure everything is nice and straight there again. And then the feet have awesome articulation. So you have the toe piece right there, and then you have all this pivot to make sure he's standing nice and securely. Much easier to get this guy standing straight than it is Wolverine. Thank God for that. Overall, I think this is a really fantastic Transformer. I think, is it worth the price? I don't know. I do wish it was a little bit cheaper, to be totally honest. But I could say that about anything that I collect. The wings there, the overall colour scheme and everything, I think it's really striking, really imposing, and looks really, really good. I wish that they were fists. I wish it didn't have the wiggle. I wish that some of the pieces connected a little bit stronger, like those wingtips, and just like a lot of the connections going into the vehicle mode. I feel like if you play with that and swoosh it around a bit, you're going to have pieces popping off on you a lot. Just like coming undone, you have to tab them back in. So yeah, I wish that tabs were more securely in place pretty much all across the board with this guy. And I really wish that this piece in here just tabbed in this mode as well, or that articulation just wasn't there. I really don't know why it does that. But overall, it is a fantastic figure, and I highly recommend it if you can get your hands on it, and if you have the other crossover figures. From the way that this guy looks, he's definitely worth those little inconveniences and those little things that I would change. But in general, I definitely recommend that you pick this up. And like I said, I'm thinking of possibly doing a giveaway with the other one that I'm going to have. I could just cancel the order, but if you guys want me to do a giveaway, when we reach, I'd say 40,000 subscribers, maybe I'll do a giveaway then. Go ahead and let me know in the comments below what you think about that. And this guy isn't all that easy to get a hold of right now, so by the time we do get to 40,000 subscribers, it might be even harder. And the prices are already above retail on eBay and stuff like that. So I think it would be a great chance for you guys to go ahead and get one of these. So again, let me know what you think about me doing a competition giveaway for one of these in the description below. But for me, for right now, I just want to say thank you to Hasbro Pulse for sending this out once again. Absolutely phenomenal. And thanks to all you guys for watching. So if you want to see more from me, there's some videos on the screen right now and links to my social media in the description below. And for more Transformers reviews, go ahead and subscribe. Thanks again for watching, guys, and I will see you next time.